Hi, Jared Santos here of the Coach PH. Remember to click the subscribe button to be updated with our latest videos. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll talk about the following: my GInvest experience, how to invest using GCash, the fees for each fund, the lead time when buying and selling funds, and the pros and cons of using GInvest. Last August 13, 2021, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSEI closed at 6,320.19. The sell-off was caused by the PSEI rebalancing. The next day, August 14, 2021, I thought about investing in the PSEI using the GInvest platform by GCash. Let me show you how I did it last August 14. This is the GCash interface. I funded my GCash account with 10,000 pesos, which is the amount that I plan to invest with. Click the Show More button, the one with 3 horizontal dots. Scroll down and look for GInvest under the Financial Services section. As of the moment, there are no investments yet. Click View Investment Products. My risk appetite is moderately aggressive, which allows me to have access to all the 5 funds currently available. We have the ATRAM Peso Money Market Fund, the ATRAM Total Return Peso Bond Fund, and these 2 funds are for conservative investors who are risk-averse and do not like volatility in their investments. The next 3 funds are for moderately aggressive and aggressive investors: the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund, the ATRAM Global Consumer Trends Feeder Fund, and the ATRAM Global Technology Feeder Fund. I'm going to invest in the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. Here is the fund's performance for the past 12 weeks. Let's go to the fund description. Fund picks: Globe Telecom, Ayala Corporation, SM Investments, Universal Robina Corporation as of May 31, 2021. This fund invests in 30 companies that compose the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. This fund follows its own enhanced index approach. The minimum investment is 50 pesos and the minimum additional investment is 50 pesos as well. The past 1-year return is 6.27%. It also says here, this product is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. For more information about this product, please view its fund performance, risk, and declaration of trust. Let's proceed and click the buy button. GInvest is confirming my interest to invest in ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. There are 3 boxes that I have to check. Let's go to the first one, the fund's participation of trust agreement. Since this is a UITF or Unit Investment Trust Fund managed by ATRAM Trust Corporation, there has to be a written document that binds them with the investor. The second one is the fund's key information and statement. This is an overview of the fund performance. It shares more details about the product. It also shares the fund's performance and its top holdings, which are mostly blue chips since this is an index-related fund. In this fund, the benchmark is the Philippine Stock Exchange Index and ATRAM is charging a trust fee of 1.5% per annum, which will be incorporated in the NAVPU or Net Asset Value per unit. Let me take a sidestep to quickly discuss the trust fees of the other funds for comparison. The ATRAM Peso Money Market Fund is a Philippine-based fixed income fund. Its benchmark index is the 30-day Philippine Special Savings Rate and the trust fee is 0.5% per annum. The ATRAM Total Return Peso Bond Fund is composed of a variety of Philippine government and corporation bonds. Its benchmark index is the BPI Government Bond Index and the trust fee is 1.1% per annum. The next 2 funds will be investments tied to other companies outside the Philippines. The ATRAM Global Technology Feeder Fund invests entirely in equities of technology companies like Google. The benchmark index is the MSCI AC World Information Technology Index, and the target fund is Fidelity Funds Global Technology Fund. The trust fee is 1.15% per annum. The ATRAM Global Consumer Trends Feeder Fund invests entirely in equities that are based on individual consumer needs. The benchmark index is the MSCI World Consumer Discretionary Index. The target fund is Invesco Global Consumer Trends Fund. The trust fee is 1.15% per annum. Let's go back to the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. In comparison with all the other funds, this fund has the highest trust fee at 1.5% per annum. I believe this is because the fund is an enhanced index approach, which is not as passive as a regular index fund. The third box covers the declaration of trust between you and the fund manager, ATRAM. If I could summarize the key points of these documents, they are informing the investor of the possible risks tied with the fund. Simply put, there is no guarantee that you will gain from this investment. It is also possible that you incur a loss with this fund. After reading through all the documents and checking the 3 boxes, GCash will send you an authentication code. For the fund that we have chosen, the minimum amount is 50 pesos. Keep in mind that the standard ordering processing time is 3 business days after order placement. Let's proceed and invest 10,000 pesos. Here is a confirmation page. For 10,000 pesos, the approximate number of units that I will receive is 103.26 based on the latest NAVPU. But this is not yet final, as it will depend on the NAVPU 3 business days from now. The last checkbox covers the buy order terms. There is a disclaimer stating that this is not a deposit and is not insured by PDIC. Returns are not guaranteed by the product provider as the fund manager, who is ATRAM, and GCash as a service provider. And the historical NAVPU is for illustration of NAVPU movements and fluctuations only. When redeeming, the proceeds may be worth less than the original investment, and any losses will be solely for the account of the client. The trustee is not liable for any loss unless upon willful default, bad faith, and gross negligence. The next section covers subscription or buy order processing. It says we will debit your GCash wallet of this subscription or buy order amount once you have confirmed your transaction on the app. The NAVPU applied for all orders are the one on its allocation date. Please see the schedule of subscription or buy order transaction for each fund on GInvest below. It ranges from 2 to 4 banking days depending on the fund that is chosen. In my case, for the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund, it's 3 banking days. Again, I would like to emphasize that these funds are not a guaranteed investment. It is not guaranteed that your money will grow. Let's continue and click confirm. GCash confirms that my buy order is now placed. I also received a text message from GCash as confirmation. Aside from this, GCash also sent me an email to confirm my investment. Now, let's talk about lead times when buying and selling. When buying, the order processing days take 2 to 4 banking days depending on the fund that you have chosen. When selling, the order processing days are found below. Based on the last column, overall processing, it takes 3 to 7 banking days depending on the type of fund that you have chosen. After receiving the confirmation messages from GCash, this is how your order looks like in the GCash app. After 3 business days from August 14, I received a text message from GCash confirming that the subscription is complete. Let's go back to the GCash app. As you can see, the 10,000 peso investment is already allocated to the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. Click Investment Transaction History to see more details about the subscription. This page says that my 10,000 peso investment yielded 103.7 units with a NAVPU of 96.42 pesos. To explain simply, if the NAVPU goes up, then my 10,000 peso investment will grow. If the NAVPU goes down, then my investment will be less than 10,000 pesos. For reference, I checked the closing level of the PSEI for the day before my subscription was placed. On August 17, 2021, the PSEI closed at 6561.41. This is just an estimate for me to know which PSEI level was my investment placed. If the PSEI goes beyond 6561.41, then I would assume that my investment has grown. On the other hand, if the PSEI goes below 6561.41, then I would incur a paper loss. Let's talk about the pros and cons of using GInvest. One of the benefits of using GInvest would be their friendly user interface. Next would be the ease of funding your investment using GCash. Lastly, you can invest for as low as 50 pesos. Some funds would require at least 10,000 pesos for you to invest in UITFs. On the other hand, here are the cons of using GInvest. They have higher trust fees when compared to investing directly in other UITFs or when investing in an exchange-traded fund like FMETF. For example, the management fees or trust fees of banks when it comes to investing in UITF would be 1% for index funds, while it is 1.5% for GInvest. When you have an account with a local stock brokerage, the total fees for buying and selling an ETF like FMETF is just 1.19%, which is still lower than GInvest's 1.5%. It would also be difficult for you to time the market because of the order processing lead time for GInvest. In my case, even if I wanted to invest in PSEI's closing level last August 13, it took 3 banking days for my order to be processed. In the event that I bought FMETF using my local stockbroker on Friday afternoon, then I would have gotten shares real time. Considering all of these, I believe GCash is still a good investment alternative, especially for Filipinos who would like to start investing for as low as 50 pesos. To close, when investing, always remember the following rules: knowing when to buy, knowing when to sell, knowing how to manage risk. If you want to open a GCash account for you to be able to invest through GInvest, click the link in the description box. What will happen to my 10,000 peso investment? As of August 19, 2021, the PSEI closed 6718.51, which is above the level where I placed my investment. Going to the GInvest platform of GCash, my 10,000 peso investment is now 10,258.32. That is a gain of 258.32 pesos or 2.5832% of my investment. Stay tuned for more updates. If you have any questions in this video, please feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button and see you on our next video. God bless you!